what is Palestine Action?
So they're a direct action movement. So what they do is what has led to them being proscribed is some of the activists threw red paint at 2 military planes. That has led to the government announcing that it will prescribe them as a terrorist organisation in the same bracket as ISIS. That means if you are deemed to express support for Palestine Action, then you could face being sent to prison for up to 14 years. The government's actually lumping them in with two neo-Nazi organisations, violent neo-Nazi organisations, in the bill, to make sure it passes. I mean, Palestine Action, again, I have to be careful because anything I say, by the time this goes out, if I say anything deemed to be supportive, then I could get arrested and sent to prison for 14 years. Totally normal, by the way, completely normal country. They haven't, obviously, just by definition, I'm sticking to facts here, they smashed up military equipment in the past. Notably, in 2003, 5 activists, the Fairford 5, broke into an RAF base and actually trashed up some military equipment, did much more extreme stuff than Palestine Action did. They ended up, a few of them got basically slaps on the wrist. In a functioning democracy, you'd expect journalists to start asking some pretty searching questions about, prescribing a movement which, by standard definition, obviously isn't terrorism. What's happened is the direction of travel is actually quite disturbing because, look, in the US, you can talk about this, can't you? Because what happened there is a lot of Democrats and so-called centrists and moderates demonize a lot of pro-Palestinian activism. And they help pave the way for Donald Trump's much more profound authoritarianism.
The people who used to complain about it are doing the cancelling. And as I've said in the past, the number one victims of cancel culture have always been supporters of the Palestinian cause, both in the UK and the US. But just on this Palestine Action point, this idea that Britain, the UK right now, is prescribing or trying to prescribe a group that most people around the world would not consider to be a terrorist group. I'm sure a lot of people in the UK do not consider to be a terrorist group. Certainly not in the bracket of Al-Qaeda, ISIS, or these Russian white supremacists who are in the same bill. But isn't it interesting that Elon Musk and a bunch of American MAGA conservatives who spent the last few months posting online about how the UK has fallen, there is no free speech in the UK, free Tommy Robinson, all the same people during the riots when that woman whose name I forget was prosecuted for saying burn down motels. That became a cause célèbre in the US. The global right was like, Britain's gone, it's fallen. And now Britain's actually doing something that should scare the shit out of free speech believers, out of First Amendment supporters. I don't hear a peep here in the US about the fact that the UK is using anti-terror laws to prescribe what most people in the United States would see as a group that is not a violent terrorist group, is a direct protest action group.